Oh, it's the last away game for Sunderland. My goodness, they've travelled the country to watch some great football and some awful football as well. And on this week's edition of the Sunderland View, we're going to review Sunderland's away season. Jack, we're nearly there. We'll have a quick chat to you about Millwall in a second. We're also going to talk about Sunderland's role in who goes down, because Wednesday are coming to the Stadium in a couple of weeks. But a bit of a quiz question. We're looking at the away fixtures for you all, so we'll give you the answer at the end. Luke O'Neill has been the captain for every single away game this season, apart from one. We're asking you which game it was. What stadium was it? And hopefully Jack will give us the answer at the end. We'll let you get thinking on that one. You confident on this one?
I think I can be able to get that because he's very consistent player. So hopefully, I think the odd game he wasn't there. I wasn't going to skip that.
Okay. All right, then let's have a quick chat about the Millwall game and then we'll move on. Millwall just needed it more than you. Did that show in the play?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was really, really grim. Horrible game of football. I mean, as you can expect with the way the two sides are at the minute. I mean, Millwall are, with respect, never delightful to watch, but we aren't at the minute either. Again, it was just another game where we've got nothing to play for. There was no urgency. Didn't look like scoring at all. No clear-cut chances. And yeah, I mean, they needed 3 points to absolutely guarantee safety, and they got them. So fair play, they nicked it in the end. But yeah, just really, really bad game of football.
What are you missing more at the moment? Good management or just good players?
A bit of both, to be honest with you. I think the players haven't been forming to their levels of late at all. And then you look at Dodds. He's not a manager, Mike Dodds. He's not the man to take us forward this season. His management style just isn't it, and you can see that it shows. The players, as much as they seem to love him, they're not playing for him really. It just feels like they're all on the beach. It really does.
You play Watford then this weekend as your last away game. Both of you looking for managers. It's important, isn't it, to just send the fans out on a high. You can't really sleepwalk to a defeat at Watford and then a potential defeat against Wednesday and then go into the summer like this, because there must be some fans, maybe even watching this, that are genuinely considering whether or not to get a season ticket again next year. What's the talk on the terraces at the moment?
Oh, there's definitely people who've give up, and I think that it is a bit soon. I mean, this is the first time we've had a mediocre season in a long time. And yes, we had an awful second half. A season as a whole has been really bad. But at the same time, you've got to look at, like, this is a young squad, and if the owners get it right and the director of football gets it right in the summer, we'll get an exciting manager in and some exciting players. I think people will come back, and we'll still see similar tendencies. It can be very fickle at times. I think that's a fair way to do it. But we have got to start just pick up one or two before the end of the season at least, just to give us the fans something to cheer, especially on the road.
Yeah, Sunderland could be contenders next year, couldn't we? If you imagine we're going to get rid of Leicester, possibly Leeds, and maybe Southampton, as a three going up, and the three coming down definitely aren't going to be as strong as them, are they? So if you're dead right, aren't you? If you can invest, grow this squad, maybe nudge towards playoffs a lot closer next year, but certainly in 2 or 3 years, you can see Sunderland being contenders, can't we?
I think we should be. I really think that's got to be the aim. I think next season we've got to have a season similar to that of our first one back up. We've got to be in and around the playoffs a lot more consistently. And there's a good chance the league's going to be wide open next year. As you say, the teams coming down aren't going to be as strong. They'll be decent. But then if you do get rid of these absolute super teams, as bad as they're performing, it's definitely wide open for a lot more teams to come in. You'll probably see the likes of Middlesbrough, maybe Norwich if they don't make it up, West Brom, shooting up the table at the top end. So it's going to be competitive, but we've got to be at that level, and we can't be falling behind anymore.
Okay. All right then, Sunderland fans, it's your last away trip then. So last time you'll have to get on a coach. So obviously put in the chat any thanks you want to give out to people. Jack, we're going to ask you to review the away journeys that Sunderland have made this year and ask you to pick one highlight. Favourite away day? What was the best time you've had in the stands and concourses this year? Doesn't even have to be for the results. It might even be for the good crack it was. And then we'll also ask you for that low point as well. What was the lowest moment walking away from a ground this season? It's been a long old one, hasn't it? You started at Preston, and of course you just unlucky to hit Preston at the time when they were just starting, having a fantastic run. But then you followed up with some wins against QPR. You went to Blackburn and won. You went to Sheffield Wednesday on a Friday night and won as well. What's been your highlight?
I think compared to last season, it's been awful away. Last season was so good away from home. Had so many good ones. This season, they've been a little bit more rare. We've had some really, really cool performances, but particularly going back to the start of the season, I think Blackburn away was a really good one. We'd not long beat Southampton 5-0. We'd just come off beating QPR away. That was a great away day in London. I really enjoyed that one. But Blackburn away, that felt like the team to beat it at that point in the season. Obviously, it didn't prove to be that way. But to go away and win there, we felt like, here we go. Like, we could really be onto something now. So that was a good one. I really liked that. And that was when Clark was in the best form he's been in all season. And either that, to fair, Leeds away, really good one. Just obviously didn't win, but it's always nice to upset Leeds. We were just defending for our lives. That was a really fun one. We were really loud that day. Enjoyed that.
Okay. And Hull away was a great all-round performance, wasn't it, as well, which was sandwiched in between some dodgy results. Okay. All right then. Give us your lowest. Now, next week when we ask you about your lowest home performance, I'm going to write that down. I know what you're going to say for the home lowest, I think. But what's been the lowest point you've walked away from a stadium this year?
I get that. That's another tough one because, as I say, we've had quite a few to choose from this year. The one in particular, I'm pretty sure it was Michael Beale's final game. I think Huddersfield away recently. And albeit only 1-0, we've lost by bigger margins than that this season. But that was really bad because they were awful. They were so bad. The team right down there, they hadn't really got any big results in quite a while. They were getting battered by quite a few teams, and yet they're absolutely just awful. And then they managed to get a 1-0 from a deflected cross. We didn't create anything all night. No good chances. It was the middle of the week. It was freezing cold. That was horrible. Michael Beale ball. Yeah, I'd probably say that one.
That's the last time we can mention his name on this channel, I promise.
Yeah.
All right, Sunderland fans, can you point to a worse time than Huddersfield away? If you can, put it in the comments below. Okay. Right, Jack, we asked you at the start then to name the one match that Luke Anine has not been the captain for. Only away game. Do you think you got it?
I think I might do, because I remember it wasn't too long ago and Luke O'Nien did get suspended. I think you have too many yellows. And we were really tired. We had this absolute crisis in our defence. I think I would say Southampton away when we got beat 4-2.
4-2.
Yeah. We didn't know who was it. We had Hjelde, Styles playing centre back. I think Ballard had just came back, but yeah, I'm pretty sure O'Nien missed that one. So Dan Neil will have probably captained us that day.
Yeah, absolutely spot on, and well done to anyone else out there who figured that out as well. Right, predictions for Watford then. Watford haven't won at home since November. And here comes Sunderland.
I didn't actually know that, but that just, everything now points towards a Watford win. They've actually been playing quite well under Tom Cleverley, haven't they?
They have, yeah. Tom Cleverley hasn't won at home. Watford haven't won at home in November. It's their last home game. Here comes Sunderland. Going to be in the giving spirits.
Do you know what? I'd probably go for a draw after finding that out. It's just so Sunderland to do that. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go with 2-1 Watford win now. I think Tom Cleverley will get the job done.
Okay. All right, Jack. Oh, thank you very much. We will catch you next week then to preview. It's going to be a huge game at the Sunderland Light. I think all cameras and eyes are going to be on the Stadium Light next weekend, as Sheffield Wednesday will come with a bid to hope to maintain their championship status. And I suppose the Stadium Light is probably one of the better stadiums to come and do it at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I think they've probably got a favourable fixture of all of them.
Okay. All right. Cheers, Jack. Thank you for reviewing everything in Sunderland, and thank you for sharing all your away travels this week. Enjoy one more down in Hertfordshire, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you very much.